send you later. I will send you later the link to the recording so you can watch it, and also the slides.
Okay.
Now I see that it didn't. Okay, I'm not sure. Do you see the full screen of the presentation or the PowerPoint?
It's in full screen on this side.
Do that.
Yeah, I can see the full screen as well.
Okay, I'm not sure why it's stuck. Let me try to fix it. No, okay. I'm gonna stop share for a second and then share again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Some difficulties here. Doesn't matter how many times you try it before.
It never works on the day.
Moment of truth, it doesn't work.
James knows what that is like very well.
Okay, can you see now the slides changing? This meeting is being recorded. Can you see this slide? Try again.
No.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay, can you see the slide now? Still no.
Yes.
Try something else.
No, I can see this meeting has been recorded. Slide.
Let me just, I will do it again from, I will use only one monitor and I hope it will fix these things. So, can you see the slide now of this meeting has been recorded? Yes, no?
No.
No, okay. Sorry. Let me try again. I'm not sure what happened here.
It's
And
gone
now,
to sleep waiting for us.
Yes.
yes, okay.
No, yes.
Sorry about that. Perfect. So I want to here go over the presentation. Quick review is going to be a refresher for Knovel, Engineering Village, and as I said before, if you have any questions, just let me know. And again, it doesn't work. Yeah, okay, it does work, yeah. So with Engineering Village and Knovel, and actually with all the Elsevier tools, we want to save you a lot of search time because it takes a lot of time to look for the data than to actually use the data, as we all know, and I'm sure with the PhD, you know it really well. So our goal here is to save you this time, and whenever you want to find something, we want you to find it in a fast way. Let's start with Knovel. We're going to talk about what is Knovel and where does the information or the data come from. We're going to see how to search in Knovel. We have two main different kind of searches. We're going to go over two of them. We're going to see the interactive tools, the equation, tables, and graphs. We also have a unit converter. We're going to go over My Knovel, which is your personal space where you can save and share. And we're going to see Knovel to Go. This is the app that we have for tablets and mobiles. Do you have the app on your phone or tablet? Yes, no? Yeah, do you have the app?
No, me.
No, I don't have it.
As Knovel users, you can use the app for free. So you can just download it, and I can show you how to log into that, and you can download books, but we will go over that a bit later. So what is Knovel? Knovel enables easy access to trusted and reliable scientific sources. We have over 9,500 books, standards, and handbooks. We used 150 plus trusted publishers. And we have over 80 million data points, including material search and chemical property data search. And we will go over that. How to search in Knovel? We have two kinds of searches to save you a lot of time. We have first search is a regular search, which is the free text. And the second one is a property search according to the materials properties. And we'll start with the first one. This is the homepage of Knovel. And if you have two monitors, you can maybe try to log into Knovel right now and have the Knovel on one monitor and the presentation on the other, so you can actually try what I'm doing. And I'm sure you will have more questions if you do so. So you just need to go to app.knovel.com and you will get there. This is the main, sorry?
No, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, okay. So this is the homepage, and we have the two kinds of searches. We have the search Knovel, which is the free text, and we have the property search. And we'll start with the first one. So let's say we want to look for renewable energy systems. When you click on that, it will automatically show you some suggestions that you can choose from. And this is how the result page looks like. You have here the keyword that you were looking for, and you have here the appearances of the keywords. And here you have the bar that will show you the type of information you can use. So we have everything, all. We have books and texts, we have definitions, and for other keywords that we will show you later, you can have also graphs and tables and equations. Whenever you click on one of them, oh, by the way, this is the API we have to Engineering Village. I will touch on that by the end of the presentation. When you choose one of the results, you come here to the book itself, and you can see here the keywords, you can see the appearances, and you can see here all the toolbar, when you can save, share, get citation, download it, print it, do whatever you want. You can leave comments. Knovel is a wonderful collaboration tool where you can add comments to every page you want. You can share it with your colleagues. They can comment on your comments, or they can add comments on their own. And it's a great way, instead of sending a link through the email and find out if the person you send it to has access or doesn't have access, you just use Knovel as a collaboration tool. And you have here the link to the full book. So this is only the part of the book that matches the search criteria that you put before. You can go to the full book. This is the book. This is a table of content, and it's all there. You can just browse through the table of content and see whatever you want. That was the free text search. Do you have any questions?
No.
No.
Perfect. Let's go to the second kind of search, which is the property search or material properties. This is the home page. This is the second one, and this is how it looks like. So, for example, if we look for aluminum, we will get in Knovel almost 3,000 results. But we want to narrow it down according to the properties. And here on the right side, we have a few properties that you can choose from. For example, if I choose heat, I can choose heat transfer coefficient. I can drag and drop it, and I can show you it later live. And then instead of almost 3,000 results, we got only 9 results. So again, it means I have 9 results in Knovel that has something to do with aluminum and heat transfer coefficient. Now I chose here the word exists, so it means it's only there is some kind of mentioning of the heat transfer coefficient, but you can be more precise if you want to. You can choose greater or equals to. For this example, I choose 10,000. You can choose any value you want and any unit you want. And then you can get only 2 results. So from 3,000, we narrow it down to 9, and then we narrow it down further to 2 results. And you can also use more property, not only one. You can do up to 3. For example, if I want to choose another one, I can take here the solar heat gain coefficient and add it here. You can also have the logic if you want to choose and or not. And then you have only 1 result. So this is a perfect way to find exactly what you want according to the materials property. Before I go to the interactive tools, which is going to be on the live demo, do you have any questions?
No. Not for me.
No? Yeah, okay. So Knovel makes your calculations easy. We have tables, graphs, equations, unit converter, and also Steam calculator. And now let me go to my browser, and hopefully it will work. Can you see my browser now? Can you see the browser instead of the PowerPoint? James, Georgina?
Yes.
Yes, can you see the browser? Just want to make sure.
Browser, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So for example, here, this is my browser. This is the live demo. I chose to look for fatigue analysis, and I have here in the bar, I have also graphs and tables, and I want to see only tables. I already opened it. Yeah, sorry. So this is how the table looks inside the book, but we don't have much. We can do a lot of things with this data. So we made most of the tables interactive, which means it can look like that. In here, if you want, you can change the columns. You can filter it if you want to. You can change the sorting. If you have some empty columns, you can toggle them off. You can filter it according to the data inside the column. And then after you finish filtering it and changing it to whatever you want, you can just export it. Then you can use it as a PDF or Microsoft Excel. And this is a really useful tool because a lot of people find those kind of tables, but they don't need all of the data, or they need to manipulate the data in some way. You can do it like that. Choose Microsoft Excel, and then you can do whatever you want with Excel, and then send it to whoever you want. That were the table option. We have also a graph option. So whenever you have a graph, you can actually use an interactive one. For example, this is the graph. This is how it looks like in the book, but it can be interactive. And in this part, you see here the graph, and you can choose points on the graph itself. Sorry, that is a timeout. Let me do it again. I had it open before the meeting, that's why it was timed out. So this is the graph, and you can choose points on the graph, and you can see they'll be added here. And you can also, if you want, you can choose another set of dots. So for example, these points, and you have them here. And after you do that, you can just download it again, export as a Excel or JPEG or HTML, anything you want. Again, just to make it easier for you to use the actual data in the graph. And last but not least is the equations. So again, you can, for example, look for heat transfer, and then choose here equations, and you get all of this. I already chose one. I chose the net radiant heat transfer equation. And if you go to open worksheet, by the way, here you can see some information about the equation. You can see information about the parameters if you're not sure what are the parameters. And if you go to the open worksheet, you can actually use the equation itself. And by that, I mean that you also have here explanation about the parameters. You have here example of values to the parameters and the units. And if you change the number, you can actually see the result changing. So for example, in this part, I can take this 500 and change it, let's say, to just 2. And if you take a look at this green rectangle, when I hit enter, it changes the result. So again, this is just a really simple way for you to use the equations. If you want to change the equation, let's say add something, add parameters, do anything you want, any arithmetic thing you want, you can just use this pane here, and you can do all the basics math options. We also have the unit converter. Here I chose just a simple thing to convert Celsius degrees to Fahrenheit degrees if you work with Americans. But you can choose here anything you want. And we have here, you can choose here the letter, and you have here a lot of units. If you, by some chance, you can't find the unit you want, you can just insert here the unit you want, and then you can convert it. Do you have any questions regarding the interactive tools? Do you think it can be useful for you, for your day-to-day job?
Yeah, for me, yes, a lot.
Yeah, which one?
I think both the tables and the figures.
Yeah.
Mostly, yes.
So can I ask how do you do it now when you see a table like this, like an image?
Yes.
You just copy it to Excel?
I mean, depends what I want from this data, but usually yes. I mean, yeah, most of the times I just copy them into Excel.
Okay. So it probably will save you a lot of time.
Yes, a lot.
Do it like that. Now we don't have it to all. Not all of the tables are interactive. Most of them are. If you find a table that it's not interactive, please let me know, and we can do it for you.
Okay, yeah, of course.
And same goes for the graphs.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what were the parameters to make it, but there was a team who made the analysis of the most viewed or most useful graphs and tables, and they make them interactive. But we can always add more to this pool.
Great, thanks.
All right. Let's go back to the slide. Can you see the slide now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. The other thing is My Knovel, which is the personal space where you can save everything you want, you can share, and you can set alerts. And this is how it looks like. These are the tab My Saved Items. And here you have shortcut to My Alerts. And alerts is just an email notification that lets you know there is a new data that matches your search criteria. So let's say you're looking for something and you want to keep being posted and you want to keep being on the latest things that we have in Knovel. You just set an alert, and each month you get an email notification just to your inbox that says, hey, we have a new data that matches your criteria, and then you can just look at that. You also have save to mobile, so everything you save to your mobile app, you can see here. And you also have here folders, so everything you want you can save to folders. Those folders can be shared. For example, the materials folder is shared with one more person. And again, this is a great way to collaborate because everything you share, you can comment on, you can add notes, and everyone you share it with can comment on that, so on and so forth. You also have here all of the items that you saved. And of course, you can filter it by the content. You can filter it by the type of activity. If you want only comments, only save to mobile. And of course, by time. If you've been using it for a long time, this filter might become handy. The other thing is My Activities. This is basically like your browser history, just this is your Knovel history. So you can see here everything you search for and you can just revisit it again. And of course here you can filter it by time and by activity. And we have the Knovel to Go, which is our mobile app, good for iOS and Android. And you can download the full books. You can work offline, and it all the time it syncs with the web app. So every time you save something here, you can see it in the app. Again, that's free. You can just download it. I personally use it, and it's really good. Summary for the Knovel part. We saw that Knovel is a trusted data platform for scientists and researchers. Knovel has an interactive tool, so it's not only a data platform. You can also use it to make calculations easy. And we saw that it's also a collaboration tool that can lead to better collaboration with your colleagues instead of using emails or any other of the collaboration tools that you have, Zoom, Teams, or Skype, whatever you use. Before we continue to Engineering Village, I want to know if you have any questions regarding the last part I said. Okay.
No.
So if you remember first in Knovel, I told you that here on the right side, we have the Engineering Village portal. So if you click on that, you will go directly to Engineering Village. And Engineering Village is a little bit different. When Knovel is a data platform that you can find books to read or equation to use, with Engineering Village is a discovery platform to discover what journals you might be interested in. So we're going to see what is EV and what is good for, and we're going to see the type of searches in EV. So as I said before, that's a discovery platform for engineering research. With EV, we have 13 of the most comprehensive databases available, including Compendex and Inspec. We have also more than 200 engineering disciplines. 20 of the top engineering schools worldwide are subscribers to EV, and also 100 and more companies in universities. So you're in good hands when you are a subscriber to EV. With Engineering Village, you can discover journals, conference proceedings, standards, dissertation, books, and patents that you may want to visit, and then you need to get the access to that. Now, I want to just emphasize the conference proceedings. This is a really, really useful thing because if you want to look for journals, it takes a long time. I'm sure you know with a PhD. It takes time to get a peer review. It takes time to publish it. Yes. With the conference proceedings, sometimes you can see journals that are not finalized yet. So they haven't been through all the peer review, and they might not be as accurate as possible, but you can see a lot of new things, a lot of things that are in work right now to get new ideas or to know where the market is headed. Let's see how to search in EV. And this is basic search. We'll do that, and then I will show you the live demo on my browser. So we have here a free text field. You can just, same as Knovel, you can just put whatever you want and look for it. We have here some toolbar to change databases. You can choose the date, the language, the document type. It depends exactly what you want to look for. And again, we want to make a lot of advanced search options in order for you to save time. So We want you to get the less result than just general search, because then you can save time and get exactly what you need. These are all the database that we have. I know you have Compendex, so I checked only Compendex here. And this is some news or new things that we want you to know. For example, here we have about standards about COVID-19, InSpec analytics, and more things that you can, if it interests you, you can just click on that and read more about it. Let's see it live. So I will go back to my browser, and this is Engineering Village. Have you used Engineering Village before? Georgina, I think you have.
I've played around with it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. I've used it also.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So let me just go through the normal search. I checked here only Compendex, as you have it. And for example, let's look for heat transfer and energy efficiency. So you can use the word "and" as a logic to choose two different search criteria. No database selected. Okay, sorry. Let me select again, Compendex. All right. So this is the first and easy way to get all of the results. And we have here a lot of results, almost 30,000 results. Another way to narrow it down is you can add here another term. So for example, can you name a term that you want to add to this query? Do you have something in mind?
Let's change it.
Maybe cooling. I know you're working with cooling systems.
Yes, or control.
Yeah. So let's do cooling systems. Let's see if we get it. And you can choose here if you want and or not. Let's do and to narrow down the search. And we had before 30,000, almost 27,000. And let's see, we have less than 5,000. So it was a really good filter. You can add more if you want to. That's also fine, and you can just narrow it down more and more until you find exactly what you need. The other filters are here. So first of all, you can choose here, you can toggle on only open access, because this is only a discovery platform. It doesn't show you the whole data media. It doesn't show you the whole journal, but you can, if you have access to that or you want to pay for it, you can of course download it. If not, you can just toggle on the open access, and you can see here the number of results that you have. So open access means you don't need to pay to see it. And here you have a lot of other controlled vocabulary, so different search criteria that you can use. And you can, of course, filter it by type or by the author, affiliation, again, language, year, whatever you want. Now, one thing with this, for example, you can go to, let's say, author, and you can click on that. And you can see here a graph of the authors within those results. So you can see this author has the most results. And if you're interested in that, for example, languages, you have, you see the difference between English and Chinese, and the other ones are here. So this is a really interesting way to know a lot of metrics about your results. But really, the most interesting filter to me is the physical property one. Sorry. And if you click on that, you can choose, for example, percentage or power. Let's say here, maybe I think temperature will be interesting. So you can choose temperature, and you can choose between, equals, greater to. Let's do between 0 and 100. Let's do 1,000. And you can choose here the unit itself. So let's do Celsius. And you can refine it. Value should be a number. Okay, sorry. It's when you change the unit, it resets the values. So it's now refine. And you can, we had 4,200, and now we have almost 600. So it's another great way to refine it. And this is, I don't know any other tool that has this filter option of physical property. But this is something that I know really useful, and a customer like it a lot. Another type of search that we have here is the thesaurus search. And I like it because sometimes you're not sure what is the keyword to use. So let's do something really easy, like heat transfer. And if you search it, you can see other keywords that matched the tags in the results in the engineering village. So sometimes heat transfer would not be a keyword that is tagged, but these are all the others that are. And another way to use it is, for example, use exact term. And if you search for it, heat transfer, you can get here the related terms. And you can see here broader term and narrower term. And it is a great way, in my opinion, this is a really interesting way to find exactly what you need. Because if you have a general idea of heat transfer, and first of all, the broader term is just to know where you are. Sometimes it wouldn't be that straightforward, like heat transfer is part of thermodynamics. Sometimes it can be something that is more ambiguous. But if you want to choose for narrower terms, you can just put it like that. So for example, only heat transfer coefficient or only heat conversion. You can add it here, and then you can choose again and or, and then your search will be filtered down. Again, the idea is to make a lot of search options and to make it as advanced as possible in order for you to spend more time on the search itself. But once you hit the search, you get less results and you won't be confused when you find exactly what you need. Also here, everything you find can be downloaded, can be saved to folders. You can set alerts. So for example, this is everything I saved, and these are all my alerts. I can toggle it on and off. And again, alert means you have you get a monthly notification or weekly to your inbox that says we have a new data point that matches your search criteria. You might want to check it out. Do you have any questions? That was the maybe not so quick review of the presentation, but we saw also the live demo. Now, I really want to know, first of all, if you have any questions. Second of all, if you think it can be helpful for you, or what was your latest interaction with Engineering Village, for me to know how are you using it. That would be interesting too.
Is there any way to filter the EV results output on? Because one of the things I found when you do a broad search is that you get a lot of output data. Some of those references are actually in a foreign language, and I couldn't see any particular way to say, okay, only return results where the physical document is in English.
So again, you got result that you thought were in English, but it was in a foreign language?
So there's a lot of, so EV references a lot of Chinese journals, for example.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But of course, those articles, the majority of them are in Chinese.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any way to say, okay, I only want data, because, you know, if it's something like patents, it's okay because they can simply use Google Translate to translate the patent. But when it's journal articles, I actually only want it to be returned.
So if you use this language filter and you choose only English, would that be okay?
Okay, so that's what I was asking. Yeah. I hadn't seen that before. So that then filters the results to come back?
Yeah, only in English.
I can see, yeah.
Yeah. And you can also filter after. So for example, let's go again to heat transfer. You can, no, sorry. Let me, yeah, now it's all over all languages. So let me look for it. And after you have it, and you have 300,000, okay, you can choose here the languages, language here, and you can choose only English. And you see, this is, it won't change a lot in the total number, but it will filter out the foreign languages.
Okay.
And then you can choose here limit to or exclude. So I will choose, of course, limit to, and everything here should be in English.
Okay. Yeah, so that's, I'd miss that filter.
Yeah. You always learn more things, always. And you can also choose the date here. So for example, sometimes it can be interesting for you to find something that was way before our time, but sometimes you want to find something only from the past year.
Yeah.
So you can choose it. And this will also narrow it down. Of course, if you choose heat transfer, I'm not sure how many articles were in 1884 about that, but it is another way for you to refine it. So since you have used Knovel Engineering Village for, even if it was only for a few times, did you face any issues? Did you face anything you weren't quite sure how to do, or it didn't behave in a way that you expected it to behave? Or something like that, because I mean, negative feedback is really good for us because we know what we're missing and we know what we can do better. So if you have something like that, please let me know.
Yes. I don't have any kind of feedback, either negative feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you find it easy enough to make the searches and to refine it to whatever you want?
Yeah. Yes. To be honest, I didn't use all the functionalities like you show us to filter the results based on some equations or some specific values. I use it simply as a search engine. But I think it would be, now that you have showed us before, but I forgot about it. But now I have made some notes, and definitely I'm gonna use it.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And
one question that
yes.
So let's say you said that we can coming to a comment that you made previously. You said that we can share if I select a couple of papers that I find very interesting, and I want to share them with one of my colleagues, let's say in Japan. Do they have to be also, if they don't have an account in Engineering Village or in Knovel, is it possible for them to access the papers?
No, they should have.
Okay.
So first of all, let's just make a clear definition.
Yes.
Papers are mostly an engineering village. This is a discover platform to find what purpose you want to see.
Yes.
So you will be able to see here only the open access or the one that your company has access to.
Okay.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the Knovel or engineering village. You can send it to someone.
Okay.
If they have access, they have access, or you can always pay for it.
Okay.
If you share something within Knovel or within Engineering Village, if let's say you want to share the results,
yes.
So they would have to have an account within Knovel or Engineering Village. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But there is no reason why they want them. So.
Yeah. I'm just Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any problems with that, always contact us.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Good. Anything else that let's say, let me ask you this question. Did you think of something before the meeting that you would like to know, or did you think of something that I will show you that I haven't, or you didn't hear from me?
So what tools have we got under, if you go on to more, well, you might have access to all the tool platforms, I think.
Everybody has access to the tools. The only things that you might not have access to are some databases or subscriptions, which we can always fix. But you have access to all the tools.
We've got the STEAM calculator. Is that?
STEAM calculator is here. Yeah, no STEAM calculator. So if you have it, it will be here on the left pane side. There's also the corrosion calculator that I think you saw, right, Georgina?
Yeah, and
you helped us with the feedback.
Release yet.
This is still in beta, so
yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what is the release date, but rest assured I will be updating you once I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the STEAM calculator. And for example, let's see, high temperature steam. And you can, this is, by the way, everything every page here has here about the calculator, or you have, for example, here videos. So it's tutorials about this page. So if you're not sure what to do, and you don't remember, you can just click on the video. You can always send me an email and I will be happy to show you it. I think, Georgina, I showed you it last time, right? With the conversation
Yeah,
with
but I'm
Marina.
not sure if James and Carolampos were aware.
Yeah.
Actually, although it says steam calculator, things like conductivity and viscosity or transport properties would probably be quite relevant.
Yeah, we saw here, let me see about the viscosity.
But I think it's fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is very self-explanatory. There are two fields here. You can change the value of the pressure or the units, or the value of temperature in the units. You can also have a range.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can have a range of if it's a range, of course, it has to be 1. But about viscosity, I remember that we had one of those options had viscosity in it. Yeah, dynamic viscosity and thermal conductivity. Yeah. So this is the one, and you have here the viscosity or the thermal conductivity. And you can always change it if you want to. Let's say, let's add it to 100. Never see only one result. If you do a range, yeah, and here you have more results. So you have the pressure, the temperature, and these are the properties.
Mm.
Do you find this calculator useful?
Well, it's quite a handy tool because that's the sort of thing we will tend to try and Google. But of course, more often than not, you're going to get one value depending on your search term.
Yeah, of course.
As here, you can get a range within the sort of values you're interested in. So I actually find this quite useful.
Okay, I'm really happy to hear.
I have a suggestion for maybe a future feature, if it were possible. I'd just say, I mean, with the stuff that you've shown, I think it looks really useful, and I'll definitely be keeping it in mind for future work. But I think in terms of a lot of the work that I do at the moment and the kind of literature reviewing I do, I'm maybe not looking for properties so much. I mean, as in specifically that I would kind of search on that basis. Normally, I might be looking for probably searching more based on methods, so sort of certain keywords associated with those. And then one thing I was going to say, one thing that's also often very interesting for me is if I'm looking at, say, for example, thermodynamic cycles or something like that, I'll be interested in system configurations, and I might want to see who's looked at certain combinations of things. So I was thinking as a future feature, it'd be really good if there was something that can, a tool that can take, let's say, system diagrams and maybe extract certain keywords in the captions or in the labels. So, you know, if I quickly want to review some figures, some diagrams, you know, and say, oh, that looks like the kind of thing I'm interested in looking at, and then find the paper or the textbook or whatever that's associated with that. I think that would be quite good. I don't know if there's already something that can do that. But.
So to see if I understood correctly, you want to be able to search according to captions within diagrams within the books?
Yeah, so like normally I might search keywords that are in a certain title for a paper, say, or a book, and combinations of keywords. But it'd be quite good if that kind of information, text information, could be extracted from labeled diagrams. So either you can search on the basis of captions, or you could search on the basis of actual labels on a diagram.
And would you want, I mean, your suggestion is that I can use this, let's say this is the homepage. I can use this free text, and this free text will match the captions, or do you want to have a separate? I mean, in your
Well,
idea,
captions would be one thing that's useful. I also think labels, actual text labels on diagrams, because and that sometimes is a really good. It's actually a much quicker way of seeing whether the paper is actually along the lines of the kind of thing you're interested in. Is just being very quickly being able to review the kind of diagrams that are in the paper. Sometimes that's even more useful than the title or the abstract. I mean, not always, but sometimes you can be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm.
It's the first time I hear about it, but it sounds like a great idea. And
well, I think like if you're at the stage where you can already kind of extract that kind of text information from printed tables and stuff, it just seems like a kind of natural progression.
Yeah, it seems like a natural progression. That's true. So I will check. Maybe we have it and I don't know. I doubt it, but let me check and see what I can do, because I think it can be useful for many people, not just for you. In the labels or captions or on diagrams. Yeah. Okay. I will search for it. Good. Thank you very much for this feedback. Any other questions, suggestions?
No,
not that I think of.
Okay.
But I really liked James' comment, and I think that would be very useful.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Thank you very much. And also, I think I told you that for sure in the last training, but I will tell you again. If you want to have another refresher, if it's only one of you, and if you want to have a quick 10 minutes refresher for something specific, please email me. You have my email. I will also send an email later on. Just email me. We can have a quick Zoom chat or just a regular call, and I can fix it for you. So you don't need to wait. If it's okay with you, you don't need to wait for the next official training or official webinar. Just send me an email and we can go ahead. Even if it's one-on-one, or if you want to have more colleagues, we can definitely have that and not waste your time by waiting. Especially now with all the COVID situation, we want to be here for you.
no, good, yeah.
Good. Are there more topics that you want me to cover?
No, for me personally, it is okay. I think I'm quite happy with this
Okay.
at the moment.
And again, for every page here, you have video here, and these are really good short videos to explain about what you see here or how to use it. This is actually how I learned to use Knovel. And it's like 2-4 minutes videos, and specifically for this tool. So I find it useful. You might find it useful too.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anyone got any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, that was very good. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I will send you later the link for the recording, the slides, and also a link to a quick survey, which if you can fill it in, that would be very appreciated.
Okay.
Great.
Good. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know.
Okay, thank you very
You know
much.
where to find me. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good luck and stay healthy.
Thanks a lot.
You too.
David, I'll reply on email, so because I've got a race to another call in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you on email to pencil in something just for us to check the usage.
Okay. Sounds good.
But
no problems.
and if there are any questions, we'll get back to you by email sometime.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
So have a good rest of the day.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.